Hello and welcome main characters to the Silverwing Legacy collectible card game. My name is Malcolm. I'm the creator and head designer of the game.
My name is Maria. I'm the author of the Silverwing book series as well as the head playtester.
In this video, we'll discuss what you'll need to know to start playing the game.
The Silverwing Legacy collectible card game is a competitive card game based on the Silverwing Legacy book series. In it, you take on the role of a main character and battle against one or more opposing main characters.
The goal of the game is to damage and discard all of your opponent's stamina. To assist your main character, you'll enlist the aid of your allies and utilize helpful support cards.
When your enemy is weakened, you can finish them off with your powerful signature card to seal your victory.
With the introduction out of the way, let's discuss what you'll need to play and how to set up a game.
To play the Silverwing Legacy collectible card game, you'll need one main character card, 3 stamina cards, 2 crystal cards, one 40 to 60 card main deck consisting of ally and support cards, and 3 colored tokens in blue, yellow, and red. Although not required, it's recommended that you have a signature card as well, as they are some of the most powerful cards in the game. It's also helpful to have a playmat with zones to serve as your guide on where to place your cards. To set up a game, place your main character or MC card and your signature card face down into their respective areas. Your MC represents you, the player, and is the card you build your deck around, while your signature is a powerful attack or skill card that can be used once per game and is unique to your MC. Next, place your stamina and crystal cards face up in their respective areas. Your stamina is your remaining fighting energy, and your crystals are a replenishable resource used to pay for certain cards. Lastly, place your colored tokens someplace where they'll be visible for both players. After laying out your cards and tokens, shuffle your main deck. Then offer it to your opponent to cut. After your deck's been cut, place it into your main deck area. Once complete, decide who will get to pick which player they are, either player 1 or player 2. Finally, flip over your face-down cards and draw an opening hand of 5 cards. If you don't like certain cards in your opening hand, you can mulligan your hand by placing any unwanted cards on the bottom of your main deck. If you do so, draw that same number of cards from the top. This can only be done once at the start of the game. With all the preparations complete, you're ready to begin. Let's now take a closer look at the cards within your main deck. The main deck is comprised of 2 types of cards, ally cards and support cards. Ally cards come in 3 primary colors, blue, yellow, and red, and are used to attack your opponent's stamina and defend your own. Ally cards can have 1 or multiple colors. Support cards provide you with helpful effects that can either facilitate your strategies or hinder your opponent's strategies. Support cards have 3 subtypes: normal, battlefield, and response. All support cards can be played or triggered from either your hand or your support area. Normal support cards have one-time use effects and are triggered by discarding them and carrying out the effects outlined in their text. Battlefield support cards have lasting effects that impact the game while they're in play. Battlefields are played by placing them into the battlefield area, and they remain in play until removed. When you play a battlefield, you also get to stockpile a card. Stockpiling is the act of placing the top card of your main deck into the stockpile area face down, and the first time you play a battlefield each round, you can stockpile 1 card. The last thing to note about battlefields is that you can only have 1 in play at a time. The last support card type, response cards, are also one-time use cards and have effects that interrupt your opponent's moves. These cards will typically have a resource cost associated with them, so you must spend the necessary crystals when you trigger their effects. To pay a crystal cost, you rest a number of crystals equal to the number of crystal icons within a card's text. Resting a card is the act of moving a vertical card to a horizontal position. Unlike normal and battlefield cards, response cards have an additional cost that must be paid to trigger their effects from your hand. When triggering a response card from your hand, you must also drop a card. Dropping is the act of placing a card from your hand onto the bottom of your main deck.
Gameplay flows through a series of shared rounds. Each round consists of 4 phases: the ready phase, the setup phase, the action phase, and the end phase.
The first phase of a round is the ready phase. During this phase, all of your rested cards are readied, and all of your face-down color tokens are flipped face up. As previously mentioned, a card is considered rested when it's horizontal. Rested cards can't attack or be used to pay costs. Since your cards start in the ready position at the beginning of the game, there usually isn't anything to do during the first ready phase. The next phase of a round is the setup phase. During the setup phase, both players can place up to 3 support cards face down into their support areas, then draw that same number of cards. Following the setup phase is the action phase. This phase is where the bulk of the game is played and is broken up into 2 steps, the stockpile step and the move step. During the stockpile step, both players will add all cards in their stockpiles to their hands, then resolve any previously triggered effects that mention this step. Once complete, play progresses to the move step, where players will alternate making moves starting with player 1. During your move, you can initiate an attack, trigger your move effects, and play battlefield cards. Attacks are initiated by placing your ready MC, your signature attack card, or an ally card from your hand into the combat area in ready position. When you attack with an ally or signature card, you must also flip over color attack tokens that match each of the attacking card's primary colors. When you attack with an MC, you must declare one primary color. However, you don't flip over a color attack token. An attack that doesn't use a color token is called a generic attack. Each round, you can initiate one attack of each primary color and any number of generic attacks. Once an attack is initiated, the defending player may either respond to the attack with a response card or defend against the attack with ally cards. To defend, a player can place one ally card from their hand into the combat area in rested position that matches a primary or declared color of the attacking card. They can also use 2 ally cards of any color, as long as either both cards match or both cards don't match. These are called single or double defends, respectively. If a defending player can't stop an attack, they will perform one of 2 actions depending on the current state of their stamina. If they don't have any damaged stamina, they'll flip one of their face-up stamina cards face down to its damaged side. If they do have a damaged stamina, they'll discard one of their damaged stamina cards. At the end of combat, if you attacked with your MC, it's returned to its MC area rested. If you attacked with your signature attack, it's removed from the battle. And any attacking and defending ally cards are discarded. Players will continue to go through the steps of the action phase until both players end their moves without making any other actions. The last phase of a round is the end phase. During the end phase, both players have a second opportunity to place supports into their support areas and the ability to mulligan their hands. The end phase concludes when both players refill their hands to 5 cards. After the end phase, a new round begins from the ready phase, and the game continues until only one player is left with stamina remaining.
You're now equipped with the knowledge to get started. If you have any questions or are interested in learning some of the more advanced nuances of the game, please refer to the official game rules PDF.
Thank you so much for your time and interest in Silvering Legacy collectible card game.
We'll see you on the battlefield.